Pringle.
Thanks, Ceann Comhairle. Minister, this legislation sets out the enactment of the so-called Jake's Law in relation to the speed limits in housing estates, deals with drug driving and also the mutual recognition of offences across the border with the 6 counties. I want to concentrate mainly on my contribution today in relation to Donegal in my own county and some of the very serious issues that we've faced there over the last number of years. And while it's correct that it is experiencing a significant hike in the number of road deaths this year, according to the Road Safety Authority, Donegal is consistently found to have one of the highest road fatality rates in the country, and road deaths there are still above the average. Statistics clearly show that the last 2 years have seen a continuation in the trend of Donegal having a higher than average death rate. The last comprehensive study into the subject by the Road Safety Authority in 2013 revealed that Donegal had the third highest fatality rate of any county, and Donegal's rate of 81 deaths per million population was twice the national average of 41. And I think what's been remarkable in Donegal over the years is a large number of multiple fatalities and single accidents, which I think has made it stand out as well. And the research also found that while there had been 41% reduction in road deaths in Donegal between 2007 and 2013, it still lagged behind the national decrease. Speeding drivers are cited as a particular problem in the county, with excessive speed having been deemed to be a factor in 8.4% of all collisions between 2008 and 2012, a higher proportion than anywhere else in the country. An RSA report concluded that most speed-related crashes in the county occurred on regional roads in 80 km/h zones and our national roads such as the N13. It is safe to say that we have a problem of antisocial driving, and speeding is an aspect of that. The most common profile of an antisocial driver is a young male who has consumed alcohol. But look closely at the causes of young men engaging in dangerous driving, and there's a connection between antisocial driving and marginalisation. The persistent marginalisation experienced by young people can contribute to the actions behind the mainly young men who engage in antisocial driving. This, I can safely say, is an aspect of the high rates of road collisions in Donegal and the number of young men found on the roads driving dangerously. This connection must be looked at and considered alongside this bill. The fact that young men compel themselves to engage in dangerous activity, use a car as a dangerous experiment, disregard safety mechanisms like seatbelts and abuse substances while driving tells us a lot about the value system that young men have. Clearly, the value they have for their own lives and others is very little, and as a consequence of a lack of engagement with society as a whole. Marginalisation severs a person's relationship with society and creates a deep sense of worthlessness, leading to this disengagement. I would like to talk a bit about an innovative programme which was devised to address the causes of antisocial driving in Donegal. It's called the Pro-Social Drivers Programme, a road safety initiative started in 2012 by a group of volunteers, which seeks to improve the driving behaviour of some of the higher risk groups of drivers. Candidates for the course are initially identified through the court system and the legal system and committed to completing a course consisting of 4 3-hour lectures and classes. They have found that it's personal factors that are the main causes of riskier behaviour in driving, and for this reason they focus on social responsibility, emotional control, driving under the influence, and the consequences of antisocial driving behaviour within the course. They even work with reputable international experts in the areas of criminal recidivism and driver rehabilitation to further develop the course and advise on the overall content and delivery. The Pro-Social Ireland won the 2015 Social Entrepreneurs Impact Award for their work on the Pro-Social Drivers Programme, and have also been honoured with an award from the Irish Road Victims Association for their work in road danger reduction. Programmes like this are successful because they believe in rehabilitation, working with those who have previously engaged in dangerous driving. It's been so successful that it has actually been rolled out in some of the border counties at the moment, and I think that's important and should be looked at, being rolled out right across the country. And I think they have extremely low, practically I think almost zero recidivism rates for participants on the course. Figures I saw over late last year was for over 100 participants, not one of them had appeared back before the courts again for any driving offence. So I think that's a very important factor. I think we need to look also at the greater context and also consider the fact that there's been a reduction in the number of Gardaí in the Traffic Corps. The number posted to the Garda Traffic Corps has dropped by 5% in the 18 months to May this year. There were over 711 officers assigned to the Traffic Corps in May 2016 compared to 749 at the end of 2014. The RSA has repeatedly called for the Garda Traffic Corps to be strengthened in recent years in order to deter dangerous driving. The decrease is due to continuous budget cuts imposed on Garda Síochána. This October, the budget must seriously redress this and reverse the trend. This week, the Donegal Road Safety Plan 2016-2021 was launched, and I welcome this report, which was a collaborative effort by the Donegal Road Safety Working Group, an interagency group consisting of Donegal County Council, Transport Infrastructure Ireland, and Garda Síochána, the Road Safety Authority, Donegal Youth Service, Donegal ETB, and Pro Social Drivers Programme, and the Ambulance Service. I hope this collaborative effort will help to reduce the deaths on roads in our county, and with similar efforts being made across the country. On the larger and more complex nature of social exclusion and marginalisation, we need a targeted effort and a greater political will to invest in programmes like the Pro-Social Drivers Programme that I've spoken about, and repeat this success across a number of fronts. There have been many reports carried out on the marginalisation of men in border counties. It is a well-established fact that young men suffer from marginalisation in rural counties, particularly along the border. The Irish Central Border Area Network produced a report in 2008 called Men's Health in Ireland, which referenced the issues affecting socially isolated men in rural communities. This being educational disadvantage, social isolation, weak employment opportunities, and a lack of access to healthcare. It clearly stipulates the strategies needed to target this specific cohort of people. However, austerity has exacerbated the problem further and prevented vital projects from reaching out to more young men who are at risk. Well, this bill addresses the policing elements of it, and it provides for the mechanics of how they can actually be implemented, and increases offences and the reporting of it. All those issues happen after the fact, and really what we should be doing is targeting those young people that do feel marginalised, providing the programmes for them to build that sense of social responsibility and take them back into society so they don't feel that they're outside it, and they don't see driving and the way that they behave within cars as with this fatalistic view that they do this and they expect that maybe something will happen, and they don't have this sense of value, their own value, and sense of the value that they have in society as well. And I think that will go a long way to addressing a lot of the issues in relation to road safety as well.